Good morning, I am Kiran Raj. Welcome to the online classes on Linux environment. Today we will be discussing about the topic Unix operating system overview, and in this class we will be mainly concentrating on the history of the Unix operating system. General overview of the system. There is mainly two parts in the Unix system. The first is programs and the services. The second part is operating system. Programs and the services that is apparent to the users, for example, shell, mail, text processing packages, source code of the control system. Because of these programs and the services, Unix have become very popular environment. And the second is the operating system that supports the first part, that supports programs and the services. History of the Unix. In the mid 60s, all computers used to be batch processing system. What do you mean by batch processing system? It is a technique where the operating system collects the data and programs in the batches and execute them. Okay, so here as soon as the program comes or as soon as the job comes, it will not be getting executed. So whenever the program or the job comes or the data will arrive, it will be sent to the batch. As soon as batch time will get over or as soon as the number of programs will be satisfactory, then it will be executed. That is batch processing system. Now we have multitasking, multi-program, interactive, real-time system and distributed environment, right? So at that time we had only batch processing system, and there was requirement for the interactive shell or the multitasking and the multi-user system were required. And what do you mean by multitasking? Multiple jobs are executed by the CPU simultaneously by switching between them. That is multitasking. That means at a time you are going to execute different or multiple programs or multiple tasks. What about multi-programming? You are sharing the processor when two or more programs reside in the memory at the same time. So you are going to share your processor with two or more tasks or two or more programs. What do you mean by interactivity? Interactivity means the user should be, or the client or the end user should be able to interact with the system. Real-time system mainly are embedded system which are used in the real-time applications. Distributed refers to the multiple independent CPUs or the processor in the computer system where your task or other jobs will be distributed and the execution will be faster there. Okay, so we wanted to create multitasking, multi-user, interactive operating system. So in the Bell Labs developed Multics in 1965. Even though we created the Multics, it was not successful. It was not meeting the original goals. That is, it should be multitasking, multi-programming, or it should be real time. It should be interactive, right? Those original goals were not met and the progress was also slow. So in 1969, the Bell Labs stopped financing the Multics and they stopped the project there. Okay, but Bell Labs allowed the continuation of the operating system group. That is, many people came together to develop the Multics, right? So they allowed the continuation of the operating system group, and the two people from there, that is Ken Thompson and Dennis Ritchie, developed the Unix system. Now let us see what was the main reason or the motivation for the development of the Unix system. The Ken Thompson wanted to play the Space Traveler game, but it was written in Fortran for the GESCOS system, that is General Electronic Comprehensive Operating Supervisor or operating system. The GESCOS had poor graphics and again it has its own problem. So Thomson had the PDP-7 which had good graphics, but there was no supporting OS available to run the Space Traveler. So Dennis Ritchie and the Ken Thompson came together and they written the or they sketched out the basic design on the paper, which included file system, processing subsystem and few basic utility programs. That is how the Unix was developed to run the Space Traveler, and Unix was consuming very less space, and Unix was written in the C language, that is C is a high level language. Before that all the operating systems were written in the assembly level language, which had more weight or load was very high there. But as soon as the Unix got written in C language, that is high level language, the load or the weight was very lesser. So in very less memory or in very less processing speed, the Unix programs are easily run. And the name Unix was coined by Brian Kernighan as the pun or as the fun on the Multics. So this is the PDP program data processor system, where you have the typewriter and several components here, and you have the monitor screen. I'll try to share the PDP video with you guys, where they have shown the Space Traveler game also. So please try to check that and you will come to know how the memory was present or how the memory was there or registers were present. Okay. Now in 1969 the Unix came into picture. In 1971 Bell Labs implemented it, and but this was done on PDP-11. Okay, and application development began in the earnest of the Unix system in the Bell Labs. Application development, Thomson began to create the Fortran compiler in 1971. Afterwards, from the Fortran, then we came across the derivative of it, that is BCPL, After the BCPL, we came across B language, and again it was the Dennis Ritchie compiled the compiled version of it, and the C was born. And in 1973, the operating system, that is Unix, was written in the C there. That is happened in the 1973. Before that, we used to write the operating system softwares in the assembly level languages. Because of the assembly level languages, they were very heavyweight, and it took lot of loading, took more time, and it was difficult to program. Hence we use the hardware independent high level languages. Distribution: by 1977, the Unix was first ported to the non-PDP machine, and in 1977 there was approximately 500 installation of the Unix in the world. In the 1970s, Bell Labs were the only people who are developing the Unix system. Afterwards, the academic license were given to the different universities, and source code was freely available to everyone, so they could make the changes, and new different improvements can be applied. So countless people try to develop new utilities for the system, and Berkeley got the copy of the Unix, and they tried to edit the kernel. And in 1983, there were two flavors of the Unix, that is System 5, the Bell Labs version, and the BSD, that is Berkeley Software Distribution. In 1984, around 1 lakh installation were in place, and it is written in high level language. So the weight or the load that was present on the operating system was less there, and since it was written in high level language, it was very easy to read, and it is very easy to change also. And since it is written in high level language, you can port them also. It was portable, the programs that were written, and it used simple user interface that had the capacity to provide interactive shell to the users or to the client that the client were expecting, okay, rather than the batch system. It provides primitives that permit complex programs to be built from the simpler program, and it had the hierarchical file system that allowed easy maintenance of the system and consistent format of the files that was in the byte streams, making the application very easier to read. It provides simple, consistent interface peripheral designs, then which treated everything as the file. Multi-user, multi-process system where each user can execute several processes or the several programs or the several tasks at once, and the architecture was hidden. So the cross-platform programs could be developed. Porting of the program in 1984 to 1991. During this period, there was little major changes made to the system kernel, both in the BSD and the system 5 remained static. However, many utilities programs were developed around the world for both the system what would run on one another. Thank you.